Against this right back, Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Because you always use that active red light defenders. I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
One love for that, Ian Wright. People deluded, I'm back again. As you can see, Arsenal versus West Ham. I just finished my watch along, but I'm well aware that in the hours that have been in that game, allegedly Arsenal have placed a bid for Mudryk of 40 million euros plus potentially 20 million euros in add-ons. Now, any news that emerges further on that, you'll get a follow-up vid. Make sure you're smashing the like button, commenting and subscribing and all of those things, and we're going to get into it. But just before that, I speak for all Arsenal fans. In an ideal world, you'd like either or a striker and a winger. Speaking for myself, if you could bring in a striker, a winger, a central midfielder, and a centre-back, specifically a left-sided centre-back, I'm all for it, depth. Now, Lord knows when Mudryk would get game time and things like that. Probably this is the best time to sign because everybody's doing well at Arsenal. We're not just necessarily going to sign someone and all of us think, yo, you're the hero, come and do this thing. Martinelli's got the left-hand side on lock, whether it's an 8, 10, or primarily off the left-hand side. You've got Emil Smith-Rowe. You've got other little options. Saka is on the right. I'm all for Mudryk. Primarily plays off the left, scope to play on the right as well as other positions, gives us strength in depth, gives us higher quality, puts competition for places, 21 years of age, ties into what we're doing. And crucially, if we wanted him in the summer, that means we had to have been scouting him in the months prior to that, or maybe however long, whether that's months or years, and we've been tracking his progress. So if Mikel Arteta fully wants him and sees how we can make him better, turn the good into great, how we can improve him in the short, medium, and long term, how he ties into the collective to go with Edu and Cole, I'm all for signing the 21-year-old. Clearly, what would go against him would be he would sign him for us mid-season. He'd have to adapt off the field. He'd have to adapt to what Mikel Arteta wants of him off the ball, let alone on it. His teammates, the pace of the league, all of these things. And it's always difficult to sign players, let alone see them thrive in January onwards. People were very harsh on Martin Odegaard. Now look at what he's doing, really. So I'm all for it, people. If it could be that. And, Mudryk, we've been here, innit? If you check my YouTube playlist, I'm pretty sure every title has something to do with Mudryk or his face has been there, innit? So at this point, if he's not at the stadium, who knows? And he loves social media. He's liking things on Instagram. He's supporting Eddie Nketiah for scoring. He's doing the most, did it? So the player's doing what he needs to do. Clearly, personal terms won't be a thing. But this first bid is probably to let it know on official channels. It's no longer indirect. Directly, we're trying to sign him. This is the first one. The player has signaled his willingness to depart his club. Arsenal have showed their willingness to obtain him. It comes down to dotting I's and crossing T's with Shakhtar Donetsk, who would be losing a player mid-season. So if I share my Google Chrome tabs with you, big up all the Arsenal accounts that keep up the news and condense it. Arsenal have made an initial offer worth up to 65 million euros, 57 million pounds for Shakhtar Donetsk winger Mikhail Mudryk. Arsenal have offered Shakhtar 40 million euros up front with a further 25 million in potential add-ons. The offer from Arsenal for Mudryk is believed to fall short of the Ukrainian top flight side's asking price, with Shakhtar publicly suggesting they expect to receive as high as 100 million in brackets, 88 million for the winger's services. They know they're not getting 100 million. Mudryk hit out at that. I personally think 57 million is fair. Maybe they want a couple more and they're within their rights, especially when you're negotiating with Premier League teams who have a lot of money, especially when we sign Pepe for God knows whatever price there. So it all depends what bonuses, how achievable they're at. And I'd also say for Shakhtar, what they're actually getting up front in terms of a fee. Not if he wins the league, if he does this, if he scores this many goals. How much are you getting as a base salary? Is that 50? Is that 35? Is that 40? I don't know. You'd have to take it up with them. So we'll have to see. Apparently, Fabrizio Romano said Arsenal have now submitted a bid to sign Mudryk. Understand it's 40 million plus 20 million in add-ons. Shakhtar want way more than this to sell Mudryk. Talks will take place with the players' agents to discuss about the deal. No issue on personal terms. Mudryk wants Arsenal. So again, it comes down to the fee. Mudryk apparently even watched the Arsenal game after first transfer bid rejected for January target. Let's see what the Evening Standard has said. As you can see here, people, or I think I've got that somewhere. He was watching the game. Come on now. He's on the Badina thing. He's doing the social media acting, people. Multiple reports emerged ahead of the Premier League leaders game that they had made an offer in the region of 45 million for the Ukrainian winger. Shakhtar Donetsk held firm and turned it down, with it claimed they are demanding closer to 80 million, which if we've offered 60 million in add-ons, you give or take, 65, 70, they're probably on for it. So it all depends how much Arsenal think he's worth, our willingness to walk away. And also, if we can't get Mudryk done, who else comes to the carpet? I think it will happen. That's just my opinion. But if it doesn't, whatever, because they seem to probably have a bit of a deluded range of price for him, people. Apparently, Mudryk filmed Eddie Nketiah's fine strike against West Ham to make it 3-1 to the Gunners at the stadium. It's been reported that the player is keen to sign for Arsenal in January, with their transfer push propelled by Gabriel Jesus' injury. However, they did not lack attacking output on Boxing Day, as Bukayo Saka and Martinelli put them in front after a first half Ben Rama penalty. Eddie Nketiah's goal secured the points to send Arsenal 7 points clear. And let's remember, Martin Odegaard's our top goal scorer, for all as much as we love Jesus. So the goals are being spread out. So bring him. It's a long season, especially when you're relying on young players. The same way Martinelli and Saka are trying to introduce consistency and putting it on every week. Sometimes they might not be at it. We need other guys that can do a thing. So if Arteta wants him, if Eddie can get it done, I'm all for it. Arsenal bid for Mudryk, but Shakhtar want 85 million. It's the first game of poker. This is one that is going to drag. Arsenal made a formal offer to Shakhtar Donetsk for winger Mudryk, who is their top target in the forthcoming transfer window, although their bid is believed to fall some way short of the Ukrainian club's asking price. Mudryk, a lightning quick forward who turns 22 next month, has been a long-term target for the Premier League leaders, had to keep saying it, and has attracted considerable interest from elsewhere too. Let me know your opinions as well as subscribing and commenting. Brentford were willing to make him their club record signing during the summer, but Shakhtar, notoriously tough negotiators, were unmoved by the Bees' interest. Arsenal did not join in the bidding war, but the Guardian understands they have now moved with a view to securing the Ukraine international in January. Shakhtar will only consider a hefty fee for Mudryk, whose stock rose rapidly over the autumn with a string of impressive Champions League performances. Mudryk scored 3 times in 6 group stage games and has added 7 in the Ukraine top flight season, which is currently on its winter break. They would like to receive as much as 85 million for a player who is rated among the world's top attacking prospects, but Arsenal are unlikely to go that high. The hope in North London will be that a deal can ultimately be secured in a way that appeals to Shakhtar. Mudryk himself has made no secret of the fact he would entertain a move and publicly question Shakhtar's valuation last month, as we've seen, people. Once again, further confirmation. Shakhtar wants way more than this to sell Mudryk. No issues on personal terms. He wants Arsenal, people. So we'll have to see exactly how this develops and what happens in the build-up, people. As you know, we've just played, so I'm trying to scroll and see anything else. But that's apparently what Mudryk was doing, sharing goals on Instagram. He did say he watches Arsenal and he looks at live score. He did say we're a very attractive team, and Arteta, he likes what Arteta is doing. Arsenal are now actively working on Mudryk deal after this bid. Mudryk and the agent will meet Shakhtar. Bid likely to be rejected, but Arsenal push again. So we probably need Mudryk to continue doing what he's doing. You probably need his agent to put external pressure on Shakhtar. And obviously Arsenal need to move a bit more closer. This is the first sort of bidding war thing, in my opinion. So we'll have to see how this specifically develops. But they want 70 million, so we'll have to see what's going on, people. And he liked this image of the news of Arsenal's reported offer. So he's doing all he can on the socials, people. So we'll have to see, really. But I would say, for me, I think we'll get it done. But Arsenal have shown, or specifically Mikel Arteta and Edu have shown, they will walk away. So if they walk away, what else are we going to do? We need a winger / striker, maybe a centre mid if you could do it. I know Xhaka and Partey are fit right now, so probably move away from that. But yeah, people. And as I said, for me, this is the best time to play, because we could, not that we don't need him to kind of hit the ground running and stuff, but the goals are being shared collectively. When one man makes a mistake, we're getting the job done. It's not like when Arsenal as a team were inconsistent, players' performances are inconsistent, and as fans, we're looking for a glimmer of hope. We're looking for a protagonist. I think with us not having to, obviously, he would join with big expectations. You know, the people at Shakhtar have said he's just behind Vinicius and Neymar. He costs a lot of money. He's described as a Ukrainian superstar. Fabrizio Romano said the other day, Arsenal believe this is the next guy to explode on the scene. So there will be expectation. There will be kind of the need for fans to want him to deliver. But we got to remember, he's 21. He's been in the Shakhtar team 18 months. I can't tell you his weaknesses. You look on his strengths, he looks to, want to cut in off that left onto his right. He looks like a 1v1 demon, as Matisse would say, wants to take on his man. Looks like he's devastating on the counter-attack. Looks like he can play in tight spaces. Respectfully to Shakhtar, he would be better with better attacking players. There's a lot to like about him, but he's 21 and he's in the Ukrainian league. Respectfully, there's a lot of stepping up he'd need to do. So for me, that is the better time to sign him now. Let him adapt, and hopefully he can help us from now to the end of the season if he did sign, and help us long-term, people. So we'll have to see how that one develops. As I said, any information that comes out regarding him, I'll be on the case, people. Check out my YouTube playlist. Check out my reaction for Arsenal West Ham. Check out the watch along. Make sure you're hitting the like button. You're turning on your notifications. You're offering your own opinions. But most importantly, you're staying blessed. You're staying safe. On that note, I'm out.
Because he always used that active red light, defending.
I think it's like